In my last video, I had mentioned about reframing my way of thinking about the holidays and the hurt and all that stuff that tries to resurface with my narcissistic family about being excluded. Um, but this video, I want to make a message for those of you that are discovering the abuse, the narcissistic abuse that you have been subjected to, and if you made it this point of just discovering and realizing what you're dealing with, I wholeheartedly congratulate you. And just know that I empathize with each and every one of you that are at this stage of just discovering, my God, you know, I know now, I know I've been mentally and emotionally abused. I've been struggling with, you know, my confidence and self-esteem and self-worth, and it actually has a name, narcissism. So this video especially is made for those of you that have discovered and recognized and realized now that you know what the abuse that you've been subjected to has a name. And I also, not so much just, the people are just now discovering what they've been through, but the ones that are now even moving through and trying to understand and try to work on understanding narcissism. And just know that it's not your fault, first and foremost. And I know sometimes that's kind of hard to really grasp, but it isn't. Because how could you possibly be the person you want to be if you never had the parent or parents that couldn't give you that love and that attention and that nurturing that you needed growing up? Because your mother, narcissistic mother or father or both, they both came from narcissistic parents, which are your grandparents. So it's a very vicious cycle. But you know what? My message to you is that you can break that cycle and your family. But you have very hard, long decisions to make. I mean, you have really three choices actually. As far as your narcissistic parents or mother or family, you really have three choices. And it just depends on which direction you want to go in recovery and recovering. You can still maintain contact and learn tactics on how to deal with your narcissistic parents, mother, family. You can learn those behavior. You can learn and just not let them get underneath your skin. And you can also learn how to detach yourself when they try to verbally attack you and try to project their projections on you. You can detach from all that. And just just that option there if you choose to remain. The other option would be of low contact, which is very little interaction, just talk when you have to type of thing. But you keep conversations short or your visits short with your narcissistic mother, parent, or family, whatever your situation is. And last but not least, in this decision, you really can't sit there and take very, very lightly. But you have to be very, very serious in making this decision. And that is of no contact. And it's not the very easiest decision to make. I can tell you that. To be no contact, you have to have a lot of strength. I'm not saying any of you don't have the capability to be strong, But you really have to really think things through of what you're sacrificing when you decide to go no contact, because no contact means no emails, no private messages through Facebook or Twitter, no phone calls, no nothing. It's just like you're just busting loose, I call it. And like I said, that decision, you can't enter into that decision lightly, but you gotta think about the things you gotta think about is your mental well being, your happiness, and if you really want to live the life that you really, really want to, and if you continue to have a family or a parent or the whole thing being a narcissistic family, you have to really think about your own sanity. And I think those of you who decide to either go low contact or continue to be contact, I applaud you, because that requires a lot of strength, I'd have to say. But being no contact doesn't mean you're scared or you're a wuss. But being no contact just means, I value myself, I love myself, I respect myself. And you just got to really make that decision which is worth it. I mean, which I guess it's going to cost a lot. I say that. It's going to cost a lot as far as giving up your connections to your family, your narcissistic family, or parents, or whatever your situation is. Yes, you sacrifice that. But at the same time, the benefits really, really are a lot better. I can say that. But being no contact, you have to really, really think things through, and if that's what you really want, you make up your mind, then you have to stick with it. You have to discipline yourself. It's just like losing weight. You can't sit there and eat bonbons and Burger King every day and pizzas and everything you like to and exercise like hell and think you're going to drop weight like crazy. It doesn't work like that. But just like to lose weight, you have to discipline yourself. And you got to think about your mental well-being. And only you can make that decision whether to go no contact, low contact, or remain in contact. I can't make that decision, but you have to really go with your own gut and go with your heart. That's what I can advise you. Like I said, I'm not a psychotherapist. I'm not a doctor of any kind. But I'm speaking from my own experience and what I've been through. And you just have to just make that decision on your own. But I can give you ideas, what to expect, like, what some sacrifices you'll be making as opposed to benefits, and it just gives you a chance to really weigh things out. But don't rush yourself in this decision, because, breaking off from a family that's abused you, or a parent, or like I said, whatever your situation is, it's not an easy, that those feelings just don't shut off the moment you cut off contact, or even if you remain low contact. Those feelings ain't gonna, you have to work through them. That's all I can say. And I know that the holidays are coming up, and those of you that are at this stage of realizing the narcissistic abuse that you've been through with your family, or parent, or mother, or whichever I know it would be a very great degree of difficulty. And there's going to be a mixture of all kinds of feelings. But But once you make that decision of which way you want to go as far as no contact, low contact, and then, okay, contact, but then knowing how to handle them and not let those people press your buttons. I applaud you if you if you make that decision, because I tell you, some people can really know how to handle narcissistic people and still maintain a connection, and I applaud that if you can. But for myself, low contact, no contact, I mean, has really worked the best for me. But like I said, I'm not endorsing no contact, so don't get me wrong. But like I said, that decision has to be with you. And once you decide which way you want to go, then you can determine how you want to heal from this. And I would say journaling helps a lot. Write all your feelings down on a piece of paper. Read, and I've said this in a lot of my videos. I've also said to empower yourself. Watch my channel and other people's channel about narcissism, especially when it comes to family and mother or father or both. And read as much as you can. Watch as many videos as you can. Subscribe to as many subscribe to as many narcissism channels there are, and get involved. Empower yourself. Google it. Read stuff all about narcissistic mother and or narcissistic family. Whatever it is your situation is. Start there. Read and really educate yourself. And then start writing down journals. Getting all your feelings out. And I would also, and I've even suggest this in some of my videos too, is to also, above all else, get therapy. But like I said, you got to be very picky, and you have to really be your own advocate, like a patient advocate, like I am with myself. And you have to really watch out for some of these therapists. It's not all of them are good. I mean, even though they may have a master's and a PhD and all that stuff, sometimes you gotta look beyond that and peel all that away and look at how they practice, as far, especially if they specialize in narcissism. Even just because they specialize in it doesn't mean that therapist is always going to be the best for you, but it's always best to do your homework about that therapist as much as possible. Once you do find one that specializes in narcissism, find out even online if there's even any reviews about this particular therapist. There's all, and even pick out some that seem to interest you, and just kind of hold a little, set appointments, and more like a consultation type of thing, and just interview each one of them and find what's going. And you got to go with your gut feeling on this. But of course, you want to write down questions, and maybe even ask them what they think narcissism is. Ask each therapist that you have in mind that you're going to interview, and ask them what therapist is to them. Ask them what narcissism is to them. Read their body language. Read how their tone of voice comes out, because sometimes it's not what you say, but how it's said. That can give you a kind of an indication of whether this therapist is going to be right for you or not. And once you find one that you really, really like, then you stay with that therapist. But remember, once you do find a therapist, and the right one that specializes in narcissism, then you have to look at that therapist as someone who's going to teach you and to train you and give you the tools that you need to recover. And a good therapist will give you homework assignments. And mine does that. Um, she gives me homework assignments, and I work on them. Trust me, I do. And a good therapist would do the same thing with you. Give you homework assignments, and if you really want to make progress in your recovery, you have to do the work. Just like losing weight. If you want to look like Tina Turner, or the hottest mama out there, and you're 300 pounds or 200 pounds or whatever, you gotta do the work. You know, you have to do the work. Like with anything, anything in life that you want to become, you have to do the work. Nothing's gonna come easy. Nothing's gonna fall in your lap. But like I said, I can sympathize with each and every one of you that's going through realizing the narcissistic abuse that you've been subjected to through your parents or mother or whole family. You know, and you have to really, and I know that the holidays are coming up, and you have to really create your own idea of what holiday is. Like I said in my last video, it doesn't matter what stage, define what holidays mean to you. And then also be around those type of people that fit your description, your definition of what holidays mean to you. Who do you want to have around? What do you want to be around? Like who do you want to be around? What do you want to have around you? And but everything, like I said, takes work. You can do it because I've done it. I'm not completely healed. No, I'm not declaring that. I still got more work to do, but I've came a long way. And I'm encouraging each and every one of you because I can feel your pain. I know. Trust me. And I encourage each and every one of you not to give up. You can do this. Yes, there's a lot of work involved, but you gotta look and see where you want to be. If you want to be happy and stronger and empowered, you have to do the work. I can't emphasize that enough. And I know you can do it because I've done it. And I'm happier, I'm stronger, and my confidence is coming back. And I'm just saying, I've accomplished a lot in about a month. But like I said, I'm not completely cured. I'm not completely healed. And there's going to be some things that may or may not go away, and I have to deal with them. And but I'll just take it one step at a time, like I always have. And that's what you have to do. Take one step at a time, put one foot in front of the other, and you'll be surprised how far. You could surprise yourself how far you've came before you know it. So I encourage each and every one of you, don't give up, no matter what. It's not an easy road, I know, but it can be done. You have to believe in yourself, and I know a lot of times that's kind of hard because you didn't have a family or a mother or a father that didn't want to believe in you. But you know what? Just remember, even though I don't know you, I believe in you, and you can do it. And don't let nobody else tell you any different. So right now, I'll end this video for now, and as always, I wish y'all love, peace, and joy. Take care, and goodbye. And remember, I love y'all. Just know that you're loved. Thank you.